Hello, welcome to the Week in the Americas. I'm Annette Young. Coming up in the show, the American president heads to Mexico to talk trade and immigration, but his trip comes as the number of Mexicans returning home now outstrips those leaving for the US. Also, just how green is the American leader? The Obama administration is currently debating whether to give the go-ahead to build a massive oil pipeline from Canada to Texas, and how one US professional basketballer decided to tell the world he is gay. But first, President Barack Obama is visiting Mexico this week on a mission to boost much-needed trade ties. Also on the agenda are talks about security threats, drug wars and immigration. But for the first time, there are more Mexicans coming back than those actually leaving for the United States. Our France von Quatre team on the ground has more.
Just how long do you have this phone number so I can...
We are in a call center where people speak perfect Spanish and English, located, surprisingly, in a farming village in central Mexico. Since 1970, almost all young people in this rural area migrated to the United States. Today, many have returned.
It's a really good option to work here in Mexico because of the lifestyle and low cost of living. People can also make the most of their work because a bilingual person will do better. English-speaking employees are better paid here.
Eduardo spent 15 years of his life in the United States. Even if a part of his family is still there, he has finally settled in the village where he originally came from.
Well, I feel great, and I really don't feel the necessity of going back other than to go visit my family. I mean, it's been great. I have the same opportunities I do here, and especially being in my country.
We call returnees Mexicans returning home after trying the American adventure. This is a new large-scale trend. These researchers from the Foundation on Immigration have come to study this phenomenon to help the Mexican government implement public policies. The returning migrants certainly need support from the government. Reintegration is not easy.
I lost the support I received in the United States. I returned to Mexico, but now I have nothing. I have no job, I have to live with my parents. I wish the government would do more to help us.
Researchers summon them to answer questionnaires. Painful stories of returning by deportation mingle with people who are gradually recovering from the American dream. Between 1995 and 2000, 700,000 Mexicans living in the United States returned to the country. Between 2000 and 2005, this figure has doubled.
We can have two main reasons. One, the new anti-immigrant legislation in states like Georgia, Alabama, Arizona, Virginia, and the second reason is the economic crisis in the US.
One of the most harmed industries by the crisis was construction. A quarter of immigrants returning from the United States interviewed by the Matt Foundation worked in this sector. For thousands of returnees, the economic situation was no longer tenable there.
They sent remittances, and now there was reverse remittances, that's what it was called. I mean, from the family sometimes having to send money to help them sustain themselves in the US because they lost their jobs.
For the first time in decades, in 2010, there was a negative migration flow between the United States and Mexico, with more Mexicans coming back than those leaving for the United States. This represents a significant change in